Hey, it's Nina with Walla Stamping. Thanks for joining me today. This is the project that I'm going to be sharing with you. Very quick, simple, easy little treat pouch to make. I almost hate to take it apart, but I'm going to do it so that I can show you what is inside. All I did was I made this little pouch and I attached some of these little shortbread cookies inside. I love shortbread. It is one of my favorite sweet treats when I want something just to satisfy a sweet tooth, but nothing that is too over the top sweet. I love these, and plus they're so buttery. So this is what is inside. I just have a couple of glue dots on the back of there to hold those in place, and then I've just put my ribbon through here and then tied it in a bow. So let's set this aside. I'm going to show you everything that you're going to need to create this project, but before we move on to that, there's a couple of things that I wanted to share with you. Now, these to begin with. This is a spool of cherry cobbler baker's twine, and here I have a pack of 6x6, I think this was called Pretty Pine Cones, Presents and Pine Cones. That's what it was. Presents and Pine Cones Designer Series paper. This is from last year's holiday catalog, and this was one of my favorite papers. So I have a stack of 6x6 paper and the cherry cobbler baker's twine. This is going to be my gift to anyone who shops with me during the month of September. Also, I have free tutorial here for these 3 treat bags. So anyone who shops with me during September will receive a free tutorial for these treat bags. Now, these all will be sent out the first week of October, because what I'll do is at the end of the month, when I go back and look at my reports and see all the names of everyone who's made a purchase with me, I will send those out that first week of October. So to make the project today, I'm going to start with a piece of lemon lime twist, and I forgot to write down all my measurements. This is 11 by 3. Then I have a piece of the Spooky Night Designer Series paper. That's the side that has the kitty cats, and this is the side with a pattern. I have cut this piece to 2 3/4 by 10 1/2. Then I have a couple of scrap pieces. This is the pumpkin pie glimmer paper and a scrap piece of the lemon lime twist. Now, all of the measurements I will have on the printable PDF over on my blog at Walla Stamping. So if you miss anything as I'm going through the tutorial, feel free to print off that PDF and use that to make this project. Now, something that I do want to make mention of, because this has happened a few times recently, I've had people email me and tell me that they're not able to print my instruction sheet, which is in a PDF format. So what I did was I reached out to the company that I use to create those PDFs for you and asked them why this problem was occurring. And what they have told me is this: they use the most up-to-date Adobe Reader for their program to do the PDFs. So if you are having an issue printing that PDF, they said that it just means that the reader that you have on your computer, your phone, whatever it is you're using to try to print that PDF is probably not compatible with their Adobe Reader, and that you may just want to update the reader on your device that you're trying to print from. So I just wanted to let you all know that, because there was a couple of people that I tried to respond to and the email failed. I don't know if I maybe didn't have the right email to respond, but anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know that if you're having that issue, it's just a compatibility reader issue. Alright, so let's move on and get this little thing put together. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and get my Simply Scored scoring tool out and put my lemon lime twist in on the 11-inch side. Then I'm going to score this at 5 1/8 and 5 7/8. I'm going to go ahead and put, while this is here, a strip of adhesive right across the middle, and I'm using my fast fuse to do that with. I'm going to lay my Designer Series paper down, and then I'm just going to score that again. So that is at 5 1/8 and 5 7/8. Okay, so that's all we need our score tool for. I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish this on those score lines. So I'm going to leave this folded. I'm going to use my fast fuse again, and I'm just going to run a strip right down the center. The reason I'm leaving this folded is because this designer series paper has to wrap around the bend in the cardstock, and it does shorten it just ever so slightly. So that's why I'm leaving it bent over as I adhere this down, so that it won't pull when you open it up. Okay, so there we go, got that done. Now while I'm at it, I might as well go ahead and punch my holes. I'm just going to use my graph paper and a pencil, and I'm just going to come over here on my 1, 2, 3rd line and make a little mark right here, and then 1, 2, 3, 3rd line and make a mark right there. So that's where I know that I want to punch my holes for my ribbon. I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and if I need to punch them again after I get my little tags on top, then I will do that, no biggie. Okay, got those punched. Now I'm going to be using the Seasonal Chums stamp set. This is so cute, and the reason it's called seasonal is because you have a snowman, you have a little Rudolph or a reindeer, and you have the pumpkins, and there's Trick or Treat, Merry Christmas, You're Sweet, which could be used for anything, Being Your Friend is a Real Treat, and To and From. So all of these sentiments, with the exception of these two, could be used for any holiday, any occasion. So those are really cute. That's what I'm going to be using, and I've got my You're Sweet mounted up here. I'm going to use my basic black archival ink. Just stamp that right there somewhere in the middle. And you know what? I pressed down too hard. I'm going to do that again because I pressed it down too hard and I got a little smudge. All right. Now I'm going to use my 1 1/2 inch circle punch. I'm going to line that up in the center, and if you can see, I made a couple of marks there on my punch. That just kind of helps me know about where the center point is, and it's handy for when you're cutting half circles as well. Then I'm going to take my 1 3/4 inch punch, and I'm going to use that to punch out my pumpkin pie glimmer paper. Now I'm going to use some dimensionals to attach my sentiment to my glimmer paper. Okay, I failed to mention these two pieces. This is a piece of the Lemon Lime Twist. It's 1 inch by 4, and this is an additional piece of the designer series paper. It's 1 by 3. So I'm going to grab my scissors. I'm going to snip up the middle about 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to come out to the corner. Let me move this kind of out of the way so you can maybe see what I'm doing better. Coming out to the corner and trimming up to where that first cut stopped. And then I'll do the same thing on this side. Cut from the corner into the center where I made that first cut line. And then you'll have a little flagged or bannered in. You might be able to tell what I'm doing easier on this cardstock. So cut up the center. Cut from this corner into that center point, and from this corner into that center point. And there you have it. So these two are going to get adhered together. To do that with, I'm just going to use a little glue dot. I'm going to put one, I had that out of view. I'm going to put that glue dot to one side there, and then stick these two together about like that. And actually, I think I may use 2 glue dots. I want to make sure that this stays in place really well. So I'm just going to lift that up and put a second one right down there. Then I'm going to take my fast fuse and run a piece across the top. Then adhere that down right up there in between those 2 punches. And I don't think I'm going to have to repunch those at all. Now I'm going to be using my, what is this called? The black sequin trim, I think is what this is called. Or mini sequin trim. That's what it's called. And I'm just going to snip a piece off. Let me tell you about how long this is. It's about 6 inches. I'm going to use a glue dot again. Put that glue dot right there. Now I'm going to rob my cookies from this package over here. Going to put a couple of glue dots on the back, one at the top, one at the bottom. Lay those in here so that they're just about even with the bottom, this first score line right here. Stick that into place, then this will get folded over. I think I'll go ahead and adhere my Your Sweet Sentiment just by placing some fast fuse on the back of that. And I liked it slid up underneath this ribbon, so I'm going to do that again. Put that right down here in this corner. The ribbon that I'm going to be using today is the shimmer ribbon. I don't know why I had to look at that. I know what this is called. It is one of my favorites. If you haven't seen this before, and I don't know how well you can tell on camera, but it is very silky, very smooth, but it has all these little bitty specks of glimmer in them. And y'all know that I love anything that sparkles, so I love this ribbon. Gonna pull that through. Then what I'm gonna do to kind of eyeball how much I'm going to need is I'm just gonna wrap this around my box, pull it up, and that looks to me like it's probably going to be about enough to tie a bow in the front. Just snip that off, run that ribbon through again. Make sure that's straight in the back. Okay, now I will tie my bow. There we go. Get that centered up. Get my sequin trim pulled down. And then trim off what I don't need. Okay, so here we are. This was so quick and easy to make. And this is more of an adult little treat because I know that children, teenagers would probably like these little shortbread cookies. But when I made this treat, I really had a grown-up in mind. This is real quick and easy to make. I love the designer series paper, and I especially love the ribbon. I hope that you'll give this a try. So all of the products that I have used in this project are now available because the holiday catalog came out September the 1st. I will have the list of those supplies that I used. It'll be in the description box that's below this video. So if there's anything you need, you can shop directly from my online store just by clicking on any of those links. Also, in order to get the printable PDF, be sure to head on over to my blog. I'll also have some additional photos of this project. So thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with me today. If you enjoyed the project, I would love for you to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you're not going to miss any of my future paper crafting tutorial videos. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon.